Am I the asshole for refusing to be my sister's mo after she said I can't bring my boyfriend of 10 years and my children to her wedding because we are not married? I, 33 female, have been with my boyfriend, 35 male, for over 10 years now. We have 2 kids together, twins, aged 8. I have an older sister, 38, Nina, who is getting married to Dan, 37 male. She has a 16 yo and a 5 yo from her previous relationship. She have known Dan for about 2 years. Her wedding is in 2 weeks' time. I was meant to be a maid of honor and had my final dress fitting and everything about a week ago, since Nina is very particular how she wants her wedding to go, so the dresses took 2 to 3 months to be made. The mo dress and bridesmaid dresses are slightly different, where mo dress looks more upgraded compared to bridesmaid and is closer in style to the bride dress. Because I'm her only sister, Nina said she couldn't imagine anyone else wearing the mo dress. Last week I found out that neither my boyfriend nor my twins are invited to the wedding as my sister has cancelled their invitations. The wedding is not child-free since her kids and our nephews and nieces are going to be there. When I have asked her what is wrong, she said she doesn't feel comfortable having my boyfriend at her wedding because we are still not married, and since the twins were born outside of marriage, they can't come in too. I was furious and have reminded her that she herself has 2 kids that were born outside of marriage. This is her first marriage, and she is currently pregnant with another one. Nina said she understood her sins and is working to redeem them, but her word is final. So me alongside with few others bridesmaids have pulled out from the wedding and told her we will not be coming since Nina decided to uninvite our boyfriends and kids. I have also said I will not be giving my mo dress either since I have fully paid for it and for all the fittings. My sister called me an asshole and is asking our parents to do something, since she can't have another mo and the dress will take too long to be made and everything is already fully paid. Am I the asshole? She fucketh around and found thee out. Not the asshole. Playeth stupid games, winneth stupid prizes, not the asshole. I am glad it was not just original poster singled out as well. Maybe mental illness, and I would throw everything right back to the parents. What a hypocrite she is for her actions ruining her big day. Not the asshole. Born again to scorn again. Oof. Not the asshole. So they were invited, and you made plans, then she uninvited them? Does this apply to all guests? That's your dress. You paid for it? It's yours. They were invited and she uninvited them. Thea last minute, yes. Some bridesmaids have their boyfriend and kids receiving the letter saying they are no longer invited alongside with some guests. Wow. I cannot imagine the thought process behind something like this. They've fully planned and paid for a wedding for X number of guests, then just randomly tell people they're unwelcome? Is anyone going to attend this thing? On top of this, for her to feel this way about her own actual family? I'm so sorry. This is a really shitty situation for you. Have they planned for X guests and included boy, girlfriends and kids? Or did they exclude them from the planning since the beginning, invited them and uninvited them last minute because they hoped this way the mo and bridesmaids would still participate in the wedding because they are already invested? That would be some devious planning, but I can totally see that happening. Not the asshole. That's cruel of her, especially to uninvite at the last minute. If pressed, you could sell the mo dress back to her for the same cost you paid. What are you going to do with it anyway? But you are certainly under no obligation to give it to her. Good for you for not going, sticking with your partner and kids. This mo dress actually looks like a very nice evening dress. If I show it to someone, they wouldn't think it is mo dress at all due to the style of it. Well, it's your dress. You decide what to do with it. You're under no obligation to sell it. It would be a nice gesture, but nobody's being nice to you, so I don't know why you would bother being nice back. I would wear it to the next family event that includes the sister. Especially if it's where it would be completely inappropriate, like a pool party, or hiking. And wear it every time you might bump into her, like grocery shopping in the transfer station. This could be hysterical for years. Most especially if it's an event, like Christmas, where picture will be taken. That's a way of making sure she has to face up to her terrible behavior in every family picture. She uninvites her mo partner and kids 2 weeks before the wedding, then complains that you're ta because she doesn't have enough time to adjust things? Consequences of her own actions. Enjoy your new dress and spend the day with your partner and children. Not the asshole. Yes. If it were me, I'd have semi-professional photos taken of myself in said dress. Or even go to Sears, JCPenney and have them taken, some alone, some with boyfriend and then with the kids. Then have them made into my holiday cards and be sure my sister and the whole family got one. Def worth the cost of said pettiness. Not the asshole. I would die on this hill. Holiday cards are a great idea. I'd totally do it. Possibly even all the US holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas, Valentine's Day, and so on. Happy Labor Day. Here's a card with me, my boyfriend and our 2 children in the outfits we would have worn at your sinner's wedding. New photo, holiday card for each one. Def worth dying on that hill. Greater than Nina said she understood her sins and is working to redeem them, but her word is final. Oh, so it's hypocritical, religious nonsense? Not the asshole, tell her to pray about it. Yeah, let her have the wedding she deserves. And may God grant her that. Not the asshole. Matthew chapter 7 verse 5. You hypocrite, first take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. I'm not religious, but this reminded me of this verse. I was thinking more Matthew chapter 23 verse 12 and Luke chapter 14 verse 11, he who exalts himself shall be humbled. Not the asshole, your sister is serving holier than thou hypocrite vibes. She needs to take a long look in the mirror. And I assume she's of some sort of Christian faith? If so, tell her to reread the Bible. 'Cause she's got some things horribly twisted, and is behaving in an awful way. Greater than Nina said she understood her sins and is working to redeem them, and sorry, working to redeem them? How so? By passing judgment on others and getting married so she won't have another child out of wedlock? Your sister seems to be confused by how forgiveness works. She won't be redeemed by pushing others down to elevate herself. Yeah, and does the out of wedlock thing only count if the baby is born to unmarried people? So premarital baby making is fine as long as she ties the knot before the kid pops forth from her loins? Edit. Spelling. Loons, love it, honestly. What's the likelihood that she is being told by her fiancé that this is how it needs to be? Like, is this guy a religious nut and controlling and trying to separate your sister from her friends and family? Not the asshole. They did meet at the church, however our parents believe I shouldn't have pulled out from the wedding because family. Your sister should have sorted this before she sent out invites. It's not your fault that 2 weeks out, she's revoking invitations. Not the asshole. I wouldn't be Mo, I wouldn't be a guest, I wouldn't even be attending any future event she throws. Not inviting your boyfriend after 10 years is bad enough, but not inviting her own flesh and blood, your twins, just because their parents aren't married is so judgmental and hypocritical that I would refuse to have anything more to do with her unless she proves that she has redeemed herself. The bride better make sure to uninvite her out of wedlock children and her unmarried pregnant self. Not the asshole. The nerve. Title alone, not the asshole. I'll be back after reading lol. Insert dramatic pause. Your sister is a hypocrite, and everyone should pull out. Her children were from a previous relationship, religious, as far as I know. Only time this works is if the former husband died, which sounds like he hasn't. Also, this would mean she sees you as family. But not your kids or boyfriend. I would say husband, y'all got tenure. Not the asshole. She changed her boundaries. You responded with your boundaries. That's not unreasonable, and you shouldn't have to give up something you paid for so she can let someone else use it. Now I wouldn't be opposed to you selling your dress to her for a convince markup. Okay, that would be kinda mean, but the idea sounds good lol. I'm pro original poster selling sister the dress. Not only does original poster get the cash for a dress she's now not going to wear, but sister gets all the fun of finding a new Mo and the expense of getting it adjusted in 2 weeks. Not the asshole. Maybe she can pray for a new Mo and one will magically appear. Love this response. Not the asshole. Your sister is an absolute hypocrite, typical of those so-called religious people, who prefer to mind other people's business instead of looking in their own filthy backyard. Not the asshole. The dress is yours, you paid for it. At best your sister can buy it off of you, but your partner of a decade can't come because there's no ring? That would be shitty, but technically within her rights, except that she invited them and then uninvited them. If you don't mean the invitation, don't issue it in the first place. Yes, people can do things to lose an invitation, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. And then the comment about the twins? Look, in your shoes, my kids would be down an ant. Permanently. That kids born outside of marriage are lesser humans, never should have started, and certainly has no place in 2022. Especially when she's an absolute hypocrite saying it. Take your family out to the fanciest restaurant you can, in your wedding clothes, and celebrate the beautiful family you have and the love you have for each other. Fuck your sister. Greater than, whoever divorces his wife, except on the grounds of porneia, sexual immorality, makes her an adulteress, and whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Tell your adulteress of a sister that her moral preaching has no power given that she's on the lowest rung of humanity according to her precious Bible. Nothing is funnier than Christians like your sister. Original poster. Not the asshole, of course. Not the asshole. Is your sister on some kind of drugs? Religion, same idea. Not the asshole one bit. Is she starting to become super religious all of a sudden? I wouldn't even consider going because she's being a huge hypocrite. I mean, she's walking down the aisle pregnant and you can't bring your long-term partner because of a piece of paper. Do not go to this wedding no matter how many family members try and guilt you. Not the asshole. It's giving big rules for thee but not for me energy. Oh hell no. Not the asshole. I'd not be Mo, I'd not go to the wedding. I'd go NC with her and put that dress into hiding 100%. What a trashy thing to do, and what a vile personality your sister has discovered. I wouldn't hide it, I'd go paintballing wearing it and post pictures, but that's just my kind of petty. Not the asshole. She is free to invite whomever she wants to her wedding, and to restrict the guest list as she sees fit. That said, you are free to decide whether or not her decision will alter your RSVP and participation in her wedding. Actions have consequences. No, she's not allowed to make her friends commit to her wedding party and lead them to believe that at least their partners are invited, and then rescind invitations right before the event. She should have laid out the terms of the commitment up front. It feels like a bait and switch by the bride, who knows that the women would hesitate to back out after the time and money they already invested, plus guilt at dropping out at the last minute. They called her bluff.